You like control, the clean routines, the schedules, the lists, everything in its place, everyone predictable. You call it discipline? I call it fear. Because deep down, you're not managing life. You're managing panic. You think if you grip tighter, it won't fall apart? But what if the tighter you hold, the faster it crumbles? And here's the kicker. You've confused holding on with being strong. But strength isn't about control. It's about knowing what to let go of before it rots in your hands. You weren't born obsessed with control. Started when life spun too fast and someone you trusted let go of the wheel. So now, you grip everything. Your time, your image, your emotions, tightly wound, neatly folded. People say you're strong. But they don't see the panic attacks. Dressed as productivity, you don't plan because you're organized. You plan because chaos terrifies you. You don't stay calm because you're stoic. You stay calm because breaking down in public would ruin the illusion. Control became your comfort blanket, but now it's a straitjacket. You say you're fine, but your fists are clenched. Your jaw is tight, and your chest hasn't fully exhaled in years. You hold on to people who left, to mistakes that already apologized in your head 1,000 times, to futures that never arrived. And you call it hope? I call it fear of emptiness, because if you let go, what's left? Just you, and the sound of everything you avoided catching up. Letting go isn't weakness, it's grief. Without the fantasy, it's strength that doesn't need to win every time. But the truth? You'd rather suffocate in control than breathe in uncertainty. You're the strong one, right? The one who never complains, who always smiles, who fixes everything and asks for nothing. People lean on you, but no one asks. If you're tired of being leaned on, they admire your strength, but they don't see the exhaustion hiding behind your eyes. They call you inspiring, but you haven't felt like a human in months. Just a function, just a role, just useful. You've become the person everyone relies on, so you never get to fall apart. Because if you break, who's left to clean it all up? But here's the truth you won't admit. Being the strong one is just another way of being invisible. You say you found peace, but your peace is quiet. Not the kind that comes from acceptance, but the kind that comes from giving up. You stopped fighting, not because you won, but because you got tired of losing. You stopped speaking, not because you're wise, but because no one ever listened. You're not at peace. You're just numb. And numbness looks clean. It looks functional. It even passes as stoicism. But deep down, it's just a shield, built from every time you were told, get over it. Real peace doesn't feel like emptiness. Feels like release. And you're still holding the pain. You just stopped looking at it. People think being stoic means you feel nothing, that you're cold, unbothered, above the chaos. But that's not stoicism. That's just avoidance, wearing a fancy suit. The real stoics? They felt, they lost, they bled, but they didn't drown in it. They stood still while the storm screamed. Not because they were empty, but because they were grounded. Stoicism isn't about hiding your wounds. It's about not letting them define your next step. You think you're stoic because you're silent? But silence without self-awareness is just suppression. And suppression? It always leaks. In your words, your habits, your loneliness. Real Stoicism doesn't whisper, "I'm fine." It says, "I'm hurt, and I'll keep walking anyway." You don't have to prove you're okay. Not today. Not through another fake smile, or another "I'm fine" that tastes like lies. You're not broken. You're just exhausted from carrying everything, holding it all in, pretending like your silence was power, when it was really just loneliness. Stoicism isn't perfection. It's progress. It's getting up, even when your soul still limps. It's being honest with yourself, without asking the world to applaud. So maybe you're not here for motivation. Maybe you're just here to breathe. And if you are, stay. Subscribe. Not because I have all the answers, but because maybe you're tired of pretending alone.